We're gonna resurface here, folks, before the start of the game. So we're gonna put you on break for just a little bit. Stay with us. Stay tuned. We'll take that. You're on.
Shakopee back at home, wearing their whites. Shakopee against Lakeville South. Lost a nail biter last game. Looking to get back on track and get a win. Warm-ups have been done. They're going to go right away. Goal wrap and net for the Sabers. Here we go, 15-minute period. John Choi on the faceoff. Lakeville South brings it back in their zone. Pressured by Shinnick. Schuler battling far side next to the player's bench. There's going to be a penalty on Lakeville North. Or South, I apologize. And Shinnick brings it in, gets brought down. No penalty, that must have been an offsides. Collins back to bring it. Collins fires one, and it's sucked up by the goaltender of Lakeville South. Shakopee on a change. Along with Lakeville South. It's a packed house in Shakopee today. Varsity and JV playing on rink 1. Varsity girls will be playing on rink 1 later today. And this is rink 2 the JV is playing. Parking is limited. And from the point, Lakeville South is blocked by Brigham. Onen takes it down low. Rings the boards to Telejohn. Telejohn to Knutson. Knutson got hooked on the way. Brought it back to Onen. Onen tries to feed Brigham. Just out of the reach, and it's dumped down to Ganeri. Ganeri over to Onen. Onen shoots it up the boards. No ice there. Shakopee's on a change. Here comes Lakeville South. Pressured by McNee, picked up by Nelson. Nelson fires one, picked up by Tochek. Tochek got stymied on the goal crease. And Nelson pinches. It goes back to Holly. Holly up to McNee. McNee backhands it in. Battling on the blue line. Comes back to Cam Carlson. Carlson, power stop. Back to Nelson. Nelson loses control, and it's dumped in deep to the Shakopee zone. Holly pokes it up. Nelson, McNee there was trying to poke it through. Oh, big save by Goal Wrap. That turned over real quick, and Goal Wrap had to make a big save. In front of the net, Carlson battling. Whoa! Big save by Goal Wrap. A one-timer fed through the slot. And Goal Wrap with the big save. John Choi on the faceoff. Goes back to the point. Drop down deep. Here comes Wedman. Wedman picks control. Looks to get it up to Esslinger. Esslinger battling near side. Out of the zone. Esslinger gains control. Tries to feed Shinnick. and goes deep into the Lakeville South zone. Wedman holds it in, drops it back in, and held in by John Choi. Centering pass. Esslinger was tied up in front. Couldn't get a shot off. John Choi's going to just dump it in and go for a change. Here comes Esslinger down deep behind the net. Looking to get it to the point. Schuler, long shot. Tipped aside. Back to the point. Wedman with a shot, stop, and it's forced out. She's going to regroup in the neutral zone, back over to Schuler. Schuler looking for Brigham just ahead of her, and it's going to go for ice. .11:07 left in the first period, 0-0 game. Shots are about equal, 3 shots for Shakopee, 4 shots for Lakeville South. Brigham on the faceoff. Wins it, back to Anand. Picked up by Brigham. Brigham coming around the net. Stops. Looks to get it up to Telejohn. Telejohn chips it back out through. Collins puts on pressure. And here comes Lakeville South. That looks like to be offside. They're going to be catching up. And here comes Brigham through the neutral. Picked up. Long shot. Ooh. Caught the goalie's surprise, and here comes Telejohn. Looking to pressure. Ganeri. Anand looking to get to Brigham, but Brigham was getting off the ice for a change. Nelson pressuring. Collins picks it off. Collins going to dump it in deep, get off, and Nelson looks to forecheck. Here comes McNee over the bottom. Held in by Anand. Nelson pressuring behind the net. There comes Knutson. Knutson gains control, dumps it in deeper, and McNee picks up. McNee gets checked into the boards, no call. Back the other way, Lakeville South comes. This could be dangerous. Too many men. That's going to be too many players on the ice. That was a mess from the beginning. And Shakopee's going to go on the power play with 9:41 left in the first. John Choi wins it to Wedman. Wedman back to Carlson. Carlson over to Anand. Anand, long shot. Blocked by Lakeville South and driven all the way down back to the Shakopee zone. Ganeri's going to hold back up to Shinnick. Shinnick tried to get it to John Choi, and Anand off the boards to Wedman, just under pass there, and Wedman's going to grab it again. Wedman dumps it in. John Choi looks to pressure. Held in by Anand, picked up by John Choi. John Choi tried to feed Wedman, just can't get a stick on it, and Wedman's going to grab it in the corner, circle around, fires a shot, blocked. And John Choi puts a backhand dribbler on net, and it's gobbled up. Collins back to Carlson. Carlson, long shot. Oh, blocked in front. And it's chipped out, picked up by Schuler. Schuler's going to bank it off the boards. Look for friends. Picked up by Collins. Collins, long shot. Oh, just wide. Brigham was there for the tip. Picked up. Collins tries to feed Brigham. Brigham threw it over to Collins in the corner. And a good play. Back to Schuler. Schuler's going to battle Near side corner picked up by Carlson. Carlson going to get it up to Telejohn. Telejohn just forks it in, and Collins looks to pressure. Collins with Brigman over top, and almost kept in there by Schuler. Schuler's battling right next to us here. Picked up by Esslinger. Esslinger walks it in. Esslinger, long shot, blocker save. No one there for the rebound. Collins grabs control. He's going to walk it in. Cycle back. Collins fires one, and it's gloved down by the goaltender of Lakeville. Nelson on the face-off, goes back to the Lakeville south side, on and pinching, holds it in. Toe check. Toe check is 42 now. She usually wears a 14 number back at the home, but she must have got one printed, and she's wearing 42 today. Picked up by Esslinger, forces it back down through the slot, and it's back to the point. On and playing aggressive today, holding it in. Pressured by Tochak. Round the net we go. Lakeville South exits the zone. It's one-on-one. Gennari and Lakeville South. Gennari pushes to the outside. Nelson coming back with a nice back check and ties up through the slot. And here comes Nelson again. Nelson gets it over to Tochak. Tochak chips it up. Is it enough? It's enough to get out. So Lakeville South is going to have to retreat, regroup, and bring it back through. Comes John Choi, and that's going to be onside, coming through neutral. There's another good play by Gennari, and here comes Shinnick. Shinnick near side. Shinnick walks across the blue line, drops it back to Knutson. Knutson brings it through. Backhand Knutson, and she's stymied with the right pad of the goaltender from Lakeville South. Back the other way. And that's going to be offsides. Lakeville South has to tag up, but they're not. They had a chance to tag up, but they didn't hear, and they're going to be offsides. If you're that deep, they call it. It influences the play, sir. Back to the point, shot.
For delayed offside.
That's Shinnick, and it's gloved down. Shinnick with a quick shot right off the face-off. Nice shot. Goaltender for Lakeville South playing pretty solid early on. A couple shaky saves, but has made the saves when needed. Dumped in. Shockby's going to have to tag up. And here comes Knutson to put pressure on the forecheck. Held in by Schuler. Picked up by Shinnick, and Shinnick's going to go off for a change. Shockby's doing some nice line changes early on here today and getting fresh legs out there. Schuler turns it back the other way. Picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn to Brigman. Brigman tried to get it over to Collins, but got stripped on the play. Here comes Brigman again. Brigman walks it in his zone. Collins breaking to the net. Telejohn over top. Telejohn holds it. And it comes back the other way. Here comes Holly. Holly gains control. Goes around the net. Drops it back to Carlson. Carlson walks it up. Carlson over to Collins. Collins tries to get it back to Carlson, and here it is. Collins is going to just tries to get it up the boards, and it's brought back in. Here comes Carlson breaking up the play. Back to the point. Collins takes it behind the net. Collins looks to get it up to Telejohn, and it's held back in. Holly gets knocked down on the play, picked up by Brigman. Shockby battling behind the net. Collins to Telejohn. Telejohn just off the tip of her stick, and it's going to be forced back through. Here comes Carlson. Carlson going to bank the boards. Fresh off the bench is toe check. Toe check not there in time, and it's cycled back around to Telejohn. Telejohn tries to get it to Nelson, and it's going to be shot all the way down, and no icing is going to be called. And here comes the pressure from Shakopee. McNee pressuring all the way up the ice. Good hustle by McNee. Back to Ganeri. Ganeri threads the needle there with Tochek. Tochek tried to get it right away back to McNee. Flew off her stick, and it's back inside the zone. Ganeri turns it back. Nice play by Ganeri. Tochek gains control. Tochek tries to chip it out. Held in by number 19 from Lakeville South. And here comes Nelson. Nelson around the net. Tries to feed McNee, and it gets picked off and back the other way. McNee. Oh, McNee had a great chance there. Just bounced off a skate, and she's going to ice it for a change. Nothing lost there. Nothing hurt. Get some fresh legs out. Shakopee looks like they're trying to change lines pretty quickly today. They've been doing a great job at that. 7 shots for Shakopee, 4 shots for Lakeville South. 2:24 left in the first period. Wedman battling near side. Wedman looks to get it up to John Choi. John Choi's just going to force it down. That's going to be nice.
Getting a cramp with all the icing.
John Choi wins the face-off there for a second, but it went back up to the Lakeville South side. John Choi battling deep down in the corner, and it's walked out. Shot! And that's going to be a goal by Lakeville South, and they're going to draw first blood with 1:59 left in the first period. Brigman battling. Knutson coming out of a cannon. And here comes the pressure. Lakeville South. Holly steps up. Picked up by Carlson. Carlson. Power turns it back. Battling. Picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn gets it up to Brigman. Brigman over to Knutson. Knutson walks it in. Knutson brings it in his own. Looking to get Telejohn. Telejohn backhands it. Just tipped it wide. Back to the point. Brigman tries to thread the needle back to Telejohn. Gets picked off, and it goes the other way. Holly gets dumped on the play. No call. Carlson comes back and carries. Carlson gets stripped. Picked up by Holly. Holly up to Telejohn. Telejohn tried to get it up to Brigman right away. And here comes back the other way. Holly battling. Chips it back to Knutson. Knutson turns it back. Gets dumped. And 42 seconds left. Shakopee's got to weather the storm. Picked up by Knutson. Knutson up to McNee. McNee has room. McNee has speed. McNee shoots the puck. Hits the goaltender in the head. Stunned the goaltender. Nelson tries to shoot a puck on net and gets stripped. McNee fired a shot. Could have been over the shoulder, and McNee takes a shot in the corner. McNee's up now. McNee. What a effort by Shakopee late in the first, but they're still down by 1. 1-zip. Shakopee's down. They're gonna resurface the ice. 8 shots to 6 shots. They're up by 2, and it's the barn burner on ring 2 in Shakopee. See you after the break. Oh, big save by Gallrap right off the top of the waffle. And it's inside. Picked up by Wedman. Wedman to Collins. Collins tries to get it right over. Brought into the zone. John Troy battling down in the corner. Back out through. Here comes Wedman. Wedman over the shit. Just through the stick. All the way down. Left in the second period. Back to the point. Telejohn pressuring. Picked up by Ganeri. Ganeri up to Knutson. Knutson turned back. And it's picked up by Ganeri again. Ganeri turns it back. Gains control. Back the other way. Here comes Lakeville South. Oh, big glove save there by Gallrap. Chipped up off the glass, held in. And Telejohn back to the point. Forced back down through. Centering pass. Back. Ganeri tipped to the side. Back to the point, chipped in deep. Here comes Telejohn. Telejohn working the sideboards. Tries to get it out. It's kept in, tipped in front. Big save by Gallrap. Gallrap with two big saves. Knutson comes in, gains control, gets it up to Telejohn. Telejohn has speed. Telejohn cuts it back to the outside. Telejohn brings it in. Telejohn shoots off the waffle into the side. Back the other way, here comes Lakeville South. Broken up by Knutson and picked up by Holly behind the net. Holly looking to get up to Knutson. Knutson knifes it up to Nelson. Nelson can't get it out. And back up through Nelson. Nelson looking to chase. Nelson. Pressure. Good play by Nelson to keep it in the zone. That's McNee. McNee was coming in. Had an opportunity there, and Lakeville South is going to be called on a penalty. Shakti is going to go on a power play with 12:17 left in the second period. Shots quickly flipped around here. Shakti 9-11 for Lakeville South with 12:17 left in the second period. And Shakopee looks to be on the power play. Picked up by Wedman. Wedman takes her on net, turns it back the other way. Shinnick comes in to help out. Gain control by Lakeville South, and Lakeville South is going to force it all the way back down through. Picked up by Annan. Annan over to Shinnick. Shinnick chips it up for Wedman. Wedman turns it back the other way. Regroups back to John Troy. John Troy turns, brings it in. John Troy, fake shot, looks to bring it in. Tried to get another one off, brings it around the net. And that's going to be thrown all the way down. Clearing. Cleared by Lakeville South, picked up by Cam Carlson. Cam Carlson gets it up to Wedman just behind her, and it goes deep into the zone with that's John Troy in Wedman battling far side corner. Picked up by Shinnick. Wedman tried to thread it on through. And John Troy battles back to the point. Long shot, Annan. Annan looking for the tip. Went through the crease. Back on by Lakeville South. Lakeville South brings it deep in the zone. Toe drag, got defended there by Annan, and then a shoulder save by Gallrap. Back behind the net we go. Turn back Ganeri. Ganeri looking to get it out of the zone there. Got picked off and it's back on through. Collins chips it back on through. Collins up to McNee. Brought into the zone. Collins battling far side boards with McNee with pressure. And it's back up to the top. Collins brings it back to Schuler. Schuler long shot. Glove down by the Lakeville South goaltender. Nice play by the Sabers. Good passing. Collins on the face-off. Back to Ganeri. Ganeri gets dumped, but a heck of a shot there, but blocker down by the goaltender. Back on through Schuler battling. Schuler tips it aside with Ganeri coming back like a rocket ship. And Collins gets it up to McNee. McNee walks across the red line. Brings it into the blue line. Long shot. Big glove save by the Lakeville South goaltender. Framed and all. And she brought it down with the glove. Nelson over to Knutson. Knutson battles far side with, that's Holly coming down and holding it in. Back to the point. Carlson's just going to ring the boards back to Knutson. Knutson tries to get it to Esslinger. Esslinger battles far side corner. Tries to bring it through the slot to Nelson, but no can do. And that's going to be froze by the Lakeville South goaltender. We got a packed house here today. We got the varsity boys hockey team watching the festivities. And the parking lot's jam full. A 1-0 game, 9:36 left in the second period. And Nelson looks the pressure with Esslinger over on the top. Carlson walks it in, fires wide, and Knutson back to the point. Holly. Here comes Esslinger. Esslinger looking the pressure, gets through, and back the other way it comes. Holly over top and keeps it in. Holly came right across and came over top and forced it back on through. Holly playing a good game today, very aggressive. Here comes Nelson. Nelson battling, picked up by Carlson. Carlson over to Esslinger. Esslinger, nice catch, nice pass, picked up by Knutson. Knutson was just a little bit back behind her, and she tried to bring it back to the forehand and lost control, and it's going to be tipped in there by Knutson, and they're going to go on a change. Here comes Shinnick. John Choi rubbing her player off there on the boards, and Shakopee gained control for a second and comes back the other way. And that's going to be offsides on Lakeville South. Toe check took a check at the end of the play there. Looks like she got up and she's good to go. Could have been a penalty, but nothing called. Back through neutral. Toe check tipping that deep into the zone there. Cut off a pass. And Ganeri battles behind the net. Back out in front. Back to the point. Long shot. Anand blocked the shot in front of the net. Good job by Anand. Backhanded up to the point. Long shot. Tip. Ganeri got a skate on it and tipped to the side. John Choi chips it back out. Here comes Shinnick. Shinnick rubbing her player off. Near side boards. Here comes Ganeri. Ganeri fans on it. Pokes it through. Gain control by Lakeville South. Back to the point. Slapper from the point. Looking for a tip. Nothing going. Back centering pass. Dump back in deep by Lakeville South. Going to be picked up by Anand here. Anand's got room. Anand's got the speed. Anand's just going to dump it in. Hits the ref, but she's going to stay with it. With toe check, forechecking over top. Telejohn holding it in. Telejohn. And here comes McNee looking to pressure. McNee gains control. McNee looks to center it. Picked up by Collins just behind her. And can't get any tape on that puck. And it's brought in. McNee over to Telejohn. Telejohn fires one. Collins poke checks it. Collins back to Telejohn. Telejohn fires it. And McNee there for the rebound. Great save by the goaltender. And McNee was there for the rebound and got tripped up. And they're going to be called for a 2-minute tripping penalty. Shakopee going on the power play. Good action there by the by the Shakopee Sabers. Lakeville was looking discombobulated, and Shakopee with a grade A chance there. Couldn't get it done, but they go on the power play. Back to the point. Carlson, long shot, looking for a tip. Shinnick was just a little bit away from it, and it's back up to Wedman, and Wedman took a weird bounce off the boards. Couldn't get the stick on it. Power stop there by Lakeville South, and picked up by John Choi. John Choi back to Schuler. Schuler fires one on net. Got a lot of stick on that. And goaltender had to make a good save. Shinnick forces it around. Picked up by Wedman. Wedman looking to get it back to Carlson, but picked up by Shinnick. 5:53 left in the period. 1:11 left on the penalty, and it's going down all the way past the goal line of Shakopee. Carlson rings the boards. Carlson rung the boards. John Choi over to Kate. John Choi, backhand, goal! Kate John Choi created that with the poke up the boards, picked up by Wedman. Wedman back to John Choi, and John Choi puts the backhand into the back of the net. 1-1 Shakopee, it's a tie game. 5:32 left in the second period, and there was 53 seconds left on the power play, but Shakopee did not need it. Good play by Kate John Choi. Great passing by Wedman. That could have been interference. It's not called. Turn back the other way on it. Here comes Telejohn, brings it in. Turn back the other way. Here comes John Choi. I apologize, McNee held in by Anand. Anand held it in. Collins tried to get a shot on net. Here comes Ganeri. Ganeri battles, keeps it in, and it's forced all the way around. Held in by Anand, and here comes Telejohn to put pressure through the sticks. Ganeri just chips it back up the boards, looking to get it back into play. And that went out of play, and it looks like Shakopee will be on a change. Got a little excited on that goal. I spilled coffee on myself. It's a tie game. Shakopee came out for this second period playing hard. Brigman with Nelson. Shot. Gallrap with a big save. Gallrap playing hard behind the nets here today. Making some big saves. 15 shots for Shakopee, 12 shots for Lakeville South. And Nelson battling on the faceoff, picked up by Brigman. Brigman up to Knutson. Knutson's going to walk it across the red into the zone. Knutson getting hooked along the way, but gains control, battles for the puck, and it's turned over, and back the other way we go. Carlson looks to get it near side and just looking to play another day. And it's back through neutral. Carlson, D to D, Holly. And that looks to be offsides, and it will be. Dangerous play there by Lakeville South. Glad everything's okay. And that's going to be an offside. John Shoy on the faceoff. Back to Lakeville South. That's going to be gloved down by Schuler. And Shinnick battling near side. Schuler battling down in the corner. Tries to sidestep, brought back the other way, back to the point. Oh, big save. Goal wrap with another big save. Back to the point. Missed the net by a mile, and it comes back through. Here comes John Choi. John Choi just chips it back through with pressure from toe check on the top. Picked off by Wedman. Wedman battling. And it's back to Schuler. Schuler chips it out of the zone, back through neutral, and back to Schuler. Schuler to Wedman. Wedman up to Shinnick. Shinnick's going to walk it in and rings the boards, looks for a change. This game's heating up with 2:37 left in the second period. Pressure by Collins with Esslinger over top. Here comes Ganeri. Ganeri battle. Walks it through the slot. Big pad save again. Gallraps playing tough today. And that's looked like a trip, but might have lost their footing. Here comes Telejohn. Telejohn up the board. Collins tries to cut it back, and there's going to be a penalty on Lakeville South. Lakeville South's going to go back to the box. Shakopee is going to go on the power play. Shakopee playing pretty clean game today, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get a player advantage. Let's see if they can get something done here again. Collins back to the point. On and over to Carlson. Carlson looking to shoot. Tip! Collins picked up by McNee, and she couldn't get it to go. Good glove save by the goaltender. Collins tip. McNee on the rebound, and a good glove save by the goaltender from Lakeville South. Back out in front. Collins battles. Throws it up to on and back to Collins. Collins looking to get it to Telejohn in the slot, and it's back the other way. It's getting a little rough here in the Shakopee second rink here today. Looking to see if we're all right. Lakeville South player went down pretty hard, and they're going to take Cam Carlson to the bin. Cam Carlson goes away for, let's see what they're going to call. I think maybe a roughing. But she takes the player hard into the boards with 1:29 left in the second period. So Shakopee had a 1:29 time on the clock. So it's going to be 4-on-4. And Lakeville South will have a 30-second power play if everything stands. Checking. Cam Carlson got called for checking. And Gallrap makes a heck of a save there again. Gallrap's seen the puck well today. And it must look like a beach ball because she's seeing everything put at her. Back to the point it goes. Long shot, tipped down, picked up by Brigman. Brigman carries, near side. Brigman throws it down on net, 1 minute left, and gets a face-off deep into the Lakeville South zone and looking for a change. And we got John Choi and Knutson on the front lines. Back the other way, held in by Schuler. Heck of a play by Schuler. And it's Knutson battling, and that's offsides by a mile, and it's not going to be called. Picked up, 40 seconds left in the period. Pressured by John Choi. John Choi flicks one on net. Held in. Knutson battling near side. Knutson took a whack at that player as well. And it's back the other way, 20 seconds. Shockey's got to keep it 1-1 going into the third. Shockey plays pretty hard in the third periods. Long shot, tipped aside. Schuler goes back to battle. 7 seconds, picked up by John Choi. John Choi is going to fire it all the way down, and that's going to be nice. With 0.8 left on the clock. Shockey's got to weather the storm for about 0.8 here down in their zone. They got a second left on their supposed power play, but then 32 seconds, so they'll have about 31 seconds to kill in the third, and that's going to do it for the second period. 1-1. Shots 17-70. This is a pretty close game. It's the barn burner in Shakopee, Minnesota. We'll see you after the intermission. go, here we go. Round 3. Shakopee, Lakeville South. 1-1 game, 17-17 shots. Shakopee's gonna kill a power play, penalty kill here, and Gallrap forces that aside. Anand's gonna dump it all the way down, and that's gonna about do it for the power play. Ooh, that was dangerous in front of the net there for Lakeville South. Shakopee's full strength. Picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn's going to walk it across. Long shot. Forced aside. And here comes McNee. And that's going to be dumped all the way in. And that's going to be an icing on Lakeville South. And it's going to come back down deep inside the Lakeville South zone. John Choi on the face-off, goes back to Lakeville South. Lakeville South rings the boards. And John Choi tries to get it over to Shinnick. And it was tipped along the way, but Shinnick got enough meat on it. And it's froze by the Lakeville South goaltender. Back to the point. Drop down. Wedman rings the boards. Here comes Schuler to pinch. Schuler chips it back down to McNee. McNee tries to center it, and John Choi was a little deep and out of her range. Back the other way. Shinnick looks to pressure. Near side. Shinnick battling. Ooh, a long shot tipped in. Another good save there by Gallrap. Round the net it goes. Back to the point. Pressured by Shinnick. And it's chipped back down. Back to the point. Gallrap easily pushes that aside. Shakopee getting pinned down in the zone here, looking to get out. And Schuler high off the glass, kept in. And that's high in the air. And it goes on through over the crease, and that's going to be shot all the way down for ice. Shakopee needed fresh legs, so Shinnick just forces it back all the way through, and it's going to go deep in the Shakopee zone for a face-off. 12:32 left in the third period. Collins on the face-off. Collins. Knutson pressuring towards the top. Collins over to Telejohn. And it goes deep down in the zone. Picked up by Telejohn for a second. And it's knifed back on through. Carlson walks it up. Near side, gets checked in the process, and Telejohn carries it over the blue line. Has room. Telejohn off her stick. Almost got one off. Back to the point. Tipped down by Knutson, and it's back up the ice we go. Holly battling back down. Holly forces it back through, and Collins comes down to help out. Collins back up to Telejohn. Telejohn high off the glass, banks off the top of the helmet, and back out of the zone. Holly backhands it to Knutson. Here comes Brigman. Brigman near side. Brigman cuts it back. Brigman walks it in. Tries to get a shot. It was tipped. And back to the point. Dropped all the way in. And here comes Brigman. Brigman battling deep into the corner. Brigman back to the point. Gets checked in the process and draws that penalty that Shakopee needs. Shakopee goes up by one. player, and it's going to be a 5-on-4 Shakopee with 5:56 left in the third period. It's going to be deep down in the Lakeville South zone, and Shakopee looking to get one here early on in the third period, late in the game, and it's been a close one thus far. 21 shots to 20, Shakopee's advantage. And it goes back to Wedman. Wedman over to Carlson. Carlson, long shot, gets tipped aside. John Choi got elbowed in the back of the head, no call. That could have been a call, but no call. Wedman controlling in the corner. Wedman circling out of the corner. Wedman's going to walk it around, fires one off the top of the shoulder pad, and lost track there for a second. And Cam Carlson, long shot, tipped in front. Almost saw the back of the net. Here comes Carlson. Carlson stopped, brings it back through neutral, picked off back the other way. And Anand's going to pick up. Anand's just going to fork it up and get it to Wedman. Wedman walking the line. And John Choi walks it in. John Choi fires it up over the uprights and missed by about 5 feet. And it comes back the other way. Pad saved by Gallrap. Chipped up. Shinnick battling near side, and it's going to be kept in by Lakeville South. Walked in, back through slot, back to point. Long shot, slap shot. Patted aside by Gallrap. Shinnick pinches it on the boards. Looks for an outlet. Getting hooked along the way. No call again. And Anand up to the boards to John Choi. John Choi gets it up to Wedman. Wedman walks it in. Wedman turns it back. Wedman looking for his room. Wedman gets it to Telejohn. Telejohn fires it off the pipe. What a great play there by Wedman with the pass, and Telejohn equal on a good play. Just couldn't see the back of the net. And here comes Wedman again. Wedman controlling. Wedman back to the point. Canary tries to get it back down to Wedman, and it gets picked off and turned out of the zone. Schuler over to Telejohn, just off the stick, and it comes through the zone. There it goes, up to Brigman. Brigman walks it in. Just off Telejohn's stick. Telejohn's pressuring. Telejohn was close to get one. Collins gets tied up in front. Great play there by Brigman. Hit the slot. Brigman coming back through. Picked up by Collins. Controls. Collins looks to get it to Brigman. Tipped. Here comes McNee. McNee picks up the puck. Picked up the puck there for a second, and then Brigman came in over top. Brigman's going to hold it in, and it comes back the other way. A lot of action-packed hockey here today. And Cam Carlson pushes 26 off the puck there. Playing tough today is Carlson. Turn back. Lakeville South brings it in. Cam Carlson mixing it up once again. Nelson controls. Nelson walks it over the blue line, over the red, walks it into the zone. Here comes Nelson. Nelson, long shot. Breadbasket saved by the goaltender from Lakeville South with 7:29 left in the third period. I apologize. I was looking at shots 24 to 22, Shakopee's advantage. Shakopee's getting opportunities here. They got to put the puck in the back of the net and try to come away with one today. Ganeri holds the line and comes back the other way. Nelson with a good back check. Anand brings it down. That took a funky bounce off the boards. But Gallrap was there. That's a puck out of play. Almost hit Katie in the bench over there. Almost took off the bun. But everything's okay. Cat-like reflexes over there on the bench. And the puck comes back down into the Shakopee zone. Back to the point. Picked off by Knutson. Knutsen's going to gain control. Knutsen going to walk it in. Knutsen gets pushed out the puck. Picked up. Oh, by McNee. Fired one. A weird angle shot, but almost saw the back of the net. And it comes back the other way. Great play there by Knutsen to bring it in. And McNee with a wicked shot. Almost saw the back of the net. Circled back. Back to the point. Pestered. Back. Shot. Oh, Knutsen took one off the helmet. And that's a save by Golrap off the back of the net. Knutsen lost an edge there. Blocked the shot with the top of her helmet. And it bounced off the boards back to get Golrap. And that's going to go down as a blocked shot for Knutsen. We're always looking for block shots from players, but Knutsen did something special there. Used her noggin and got one. Pressured by Esslinger. Back to the point. Schuler gets tipped on the way in. There's Shinnick trying to turn around shot. Johnshoy, long shot. Wedman just missed wide. Esslinger puts one on net with Johnshoy on the goal mouth. And Shockby's looking to have the advantage here with the pressure with 5:54 left in the third period. Johnshoy on the faceoff, flanked by Shinnick and Esslinger. Boards kept in there for a second by Holly, and it's turned back. We got numbers coming the other way. Carlson breaks the pass up with Holly coming back. Holly's going to take it up far side. Lost control, and it's back the other way. Cam Carlson looks to bank it off the boards. Get it up to Esslinger. Was behind her a bit. Brigham decleats Lakeville South player there, and no call. And the fans are wanting a call. Brigham got away with one there. Back to the point. Carlson, long shot. Carlson tipped aside. Around the boards it goes. Here comes Brigham battling far side corner. That's toe check on top. And comes back the other way, Lakeville South. Cam Carlson pushes it aside. Cam Carlson gains control for a second. And Collins comes in. And toe check with Carlson, poke checking it aside. And Lakeville South is going to go away with interference. And Shockby's going to go up a player, 5-on-4 with 4:32. Let's see if Shockby can do it. 26-24 shots, 4:32 in the third period. It's a 1-1 game. It's the Barn Burner in Shockby, Minnesota. Johnshoy on the faceoff, back to Schuler. Schuler, long shot, glove down. And Shinnick battling behind the net with Wedman. Wedman circling around. Wedman fires one quick on net, tipped aside, picked up by Shinnick. Shinnick drops it back to Wedman. Wedman picks up control. Got hooked on the way. And Canary. And Johnshoy battling on the near side board. Pressured by Wedman. Shot all the way down by Lakeville South. Canary is going to throw it up to Johnshoy. Johnshoy tried to thread the needle to Wedman, and Wedman's going to go pressure. Wedman and Johnshoy playing in the corner. Kept in by Schuler. Schuler backhands it down. Back to Wedman. Wedman tried to get it back up to Schuler. Comes out of the corner. Wedman has control. Wedman's dangerous when she has the control. Coming around that. Stuffed in by John Choi. And John Choi had an opportunity there. And the puck was loose still, but the whistle was blowing. Brigman. That's Telejohn back on and long shot. And another glove save framed by the goaltender from Lakeville South. That's batted all the way down. That's going to hit Gallraff, and Gallraff sweeps to the side. Brigman chips it up. McNee tried to tip it back through to herself and gets hung up on the way. And here comes Cam Carlson. Cam Carlson tries to get one on net. It's picked off and it goes back the other way. Nice play by Anand. Picked up by Brigman. Brigman feeds Telejohn and just threw the stick and all the way back down in the zone. And here comes McNee and Telejohn the pressure. Held in by Carlson. Oh, pad! Big save! Nelson caught it in a slot. Quick shot by Nelson looking for the 5-hole. And the goaltender squeezed the pads together and made the save. Shockby mounting up the shots. Ooh, that's a check by Estlinger. And no call. That could have been a call. And no call. And the player is number 2 for Lakeville's fine. She gets up. Everything's good. But Shockby got lucky on that one. And that's a dangerous check. 2:20 left in the third. And they're gonna the refs. What are you doing? The refs talked about it, and it took a long time to make the call. And yeah, obviously Lakeville South's happy, Shockby is not. A little late to the party on the call, but it's going to stand, and Shockby is going to be battling a 5-minute penalty here with 2:20 left. No call originally, and then coming back with a 5-minute was a little too much, I think. If you want to call a 2, we're good with that, but a 5? Come on. Centering pass out front, and that's chipped all the way through. And this penalty, if it makes it to overtime, lasts through overtime, so Shockby's going to be at a disadvantage here, to say the least. That's offsides, no call through the slot. Big save by Gallraff.
Get it!
Knutson gains control through the slot, throws it all the way down on Lakeville South goaltender. 1:21 left in the game. Picked off by Telejohn. Telejohn walks it in. Telejohn battling down near corner. Collins picks it up. Collins drops it to Telejohn. Telejohn gets checked into the boards, no call. That could have been the equalizer call, but they chose not to do so. Walked in by Lakeville North, or South, sorry. Back to the point. Here comes Collins. Collins battles. Brought into the zone. Walked aside. Off the side of the net, it goes, and back to the point. 34 seconds left in the period. Turned back by Tolchak. Tolchak's hooked and no call. Blocked down by Wedman. Wedman. Big blocker save by Gallrap. Collins fires it all the way down. Gallrap standing tall for the Sabers in the last end of this period. 1-1. The game's going to go into overtime, and Shakopee's going to be at a disadvantage. There's no home cooking here today in the Shakopee Sabers den. Got a 5-minute at the end of the third, and it was a late call. Should have been a call, missed the call. Instead of just giving her a 2, Esslinger, they gave her a 5, and Shakopee's at a disadvantage with 2:40 left to kill on a 5-minute penalty, fourth period, overtime, and it's going to be run time, so that penalty will come off the clock quick. 1-1 game, 30 shots to 25. And it's a close one in Shakopee, Minnesota. House here today to watch the Shakopee Saber JV hockey team. Gallrap standing on her head with 24 saves. And McNee's out to take the face-off. And it gets pushed all the way back in deep. Knutsen's going to chip it back up the point. And it's walked back down, dropped at the top of the, and that's tipped off a skate wide, and it's back to the front, or top of the key. Long shot, tipped by Knutsen out of the arena, and we're going to have a face-off back down right of Gallrap with 4:27 left on the clock. It's run time, so we got 2 minutes left on the kill, and McNee back to the point. D. Long shot, slapper, tipped aside off a skate. McNee battles in near far side corner. McNee drops it to Onen. Onen gets it up to Knutsen. Knutsen's going to walk it in. Long shot by Knutsen. Not a bad play. And the goaltender was out far and had trouble tracking, and it almost saw the back of the net. Knutsen's just going to throw it back down on net again. Not a bad play with 1:28 left on the penalty kill. That could have been a penalty, not a call. McNee was brought down, and here comes back the other way. Shinnick pressures. Shinnick grabs. Shinnick has control. Here comes Shinnick. Shinnick's going to walk it in, get it deep. And it goes back with 1:06 left on the power play for Lakeville South. Picked up by Telejohn. Telejohn's going to walk it across. Telejohn fires it in off the back of a leg, and it goes back to the corner. And here comes Lakeville South. Back up with 46 left on the power play. And it's going to be dumped in deep. 3 minutes left in the game. Cam Carlson gets it up to Telejohn, and Telejohn just bats it out. It goes all the way down to Lakeville South zone. Telejohn picks up. Telejohn gets it over Brigman. Brigman got tripped up, and it comes back on through to neutral. That's offsides. Picked up by Carlson. Carlson backhands it back out, and it's dumped into the Shakopee zone with 8 seconds left on the Lakeville South power play. Oh, that could have been a good play if we could have caught Collins coming off the bench. Holly, I think, was looking for her, but also thinking she had a little time left on the penalty kill. So it comes back down into the Shakopee zone with 2 minutes left in the game. It's run time. 31 shots, Shakopee, 26 Lakeville South. It's a 1-1 game. We need another player, and that's sticked aside by Gallrat. Picked up by Wedman. Wedman up to John Troy. John Troy's going to walk it in. John Troy drops it to Collins. Collins walks it into the zone. Collins drives it to net. John Troy picks it up. Shot. Collins to John Troy. John Troy tries to get it back to Collins. Schuler's going to battle on the top, and it comes back the other way. Here comes Lakeville South. Lakeville South fires it just wide. Here comes John Troy to push pressure. Picked up by McNee. McNee's going to walk it in the zone. McNee brings it in. Drops it in the corner. Back. Here comes back the other way. Knutson gets picked up by McNee to the Knutson. Knutson fires one off the head and rattles the goaltender. And that had eyes on it, just couldn't get to the back of the net. And it gets thrown all the way out. Picked up by Ganeri. 30 seconds left for Ganeri. Throwing through the slot. Shakopee's got 15 seconds to do something here. And here comes Ganeri. Ganeri walks it up far side, past players' benches, gets pushed aside. Shakopee's 5 seconds left, and that's probably going to do it right there. Shakopee, 1-1 tie with Lakeville South. Had their opportunities late in the overtime. They were kind of handcuffed with the 5 minute, but they came out, killed the penalty, and played their hearts out. 1-1 game, 33 shots to 27 shots. Shakopee's advantage, overtime.